Yo, Judge for Life, Mo D and LV on this one. True fact.
Good morning, wonderful, amazing, sweet, and lovely people. How y'all doing today? Hope y'all having an amazing day today. Hope you're not still your joy. Welcome to Mom's Joy for Life. Today's a beautiful day. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys are so amazing. So we are going out right now to my friend and sister Ashley's house. She's gonna be doing my makeup today. She's going to be recreating the Mariam's Joy for Life look. You guys already know my makeup look. So I'm super excited. On the way, I'm gonna stop at Goodwill, donate some clothes, and then I'll head out. Let's go, you guys, and get this face. What's up, wonderful, amazing, sweet, and lovely people? So I'm over here, and my sweet sister Ashley right there. I don't know, Ashley, you wanna come by here so they can see you? There's Ashley. That's a makeup artist, y'all.
Hey, y'all.
Beautiful Ashley's baby. I'm gonna tag her on Instagram, because I'm gonna post this on Instagram and YouTube. So you guys, this is the before look. Look at my face. Ashley said she's going to. Ashley, you want to tell them what you're going to do? Let me have Ashley talk to you guys and tell you what she wants to do.
So we're gonna do a simple natural glam on my beautiful sis here. We're just gonna brighten them eyes up, get that skin looking fresh, and pretty much everything she does at church, the same face she wears on an everyday basis, we're gonna do it too, but we're gonna do it with a unique pop.
Oh, wonderful. I can't wait, you guys. I'm super excited because this is the first time a makeup artist actually put on my makeup.
Yeah.
And Ashley is really good. She's done our pastor's makeup. She's doing all kinds of stuff, y'all. So I'm super excited.
It's not me.
Your face is fresh. It's fresh and nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So she's gonna do it. And you guys, if you need a makeup artist, Ashley can help you out. Like I'm gonna leave you guys her details. Her Instagram, you can contact her via Instagram. It's her business page. And I'm telling you, she is good. Now look at this face. Get ready, y'all. And I'm gonna also leave the camera on so you guys can see how she starts and everything. And then, as we transition, you guys will follow in the process. Are you ready? Let's do this.
Yeah.
Ashley, are you ready?
Yep, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm just moisturizing your face.
Okay. Let me take this off.
First of all, hold on. Did you wash your face today? No, say you didn't.
I did.
You did? Okay.
And I have oil on my face too.
Okay.
Can you tell?
Well, I'm not used to your skin, so I don't know. Might have to edit some parts out.
No, it's okay. My stuff is always raw.
Well, y'all gonna get a raw conversation today then.
Yeah.
But no, you got this skin. It's smooth. It's not dry.
It's smooth.
Yeah.
I do have dry skin though, but I always I use oil to moisturize it, add my lotion on and stuff.
Mm-hmm. It feels smooth to me.
That's good.
Good skin texture.
Mm.
It took me a minute to get my skin back right. When I turned 27, my skin was just, I don't know what happened to it.
Oh wow.
And them kids get your skin messed up, child, too. They take everything from you. You gotta get it back, though.
You get it back, girl. You don't believe they take it from you. They come out from you. You give them the best of you, but you still retain the best of you.
Right. Preach. So you never did really tell me about yourself. We don't never get a chance to talk. We always serving at church, or we are either worshiping, so we don't really get a chance.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm from Nigeria.
Okay.
So I was born and raised in Nigeria. I played basketball.
Oh, that's dope.
So I was recruited to play basketball in college.
Oh, wow.
And my college was paid for. So full ride scholarship to the U.S. And yeah, that's how I came to the U.S.
That's so dope.
And of course, got married, met my ex-husband in college.
Mm-hmm.
And then had kids. My first child, though, I lost my first child.
But God gave you 2 more.
And then God gave me 2 more. It was to a heart condition. They said it was rare, that she was the 21st person in the world they had ever seen with it.
Oh, wow.
So yeah. And then I prayed. I was like, God, this is not going to happen again. Because the doctors were giving me advice and telling me this might happen again.
No,
I said, no, affliction shall not rise up a second time.
Right.
My child was 7 weeks old when she passed. So
But there's purpose in pain.
there is. And God, I would just say, God, I need you to bless me back with my child and give me a sign that you've sent me back my baby in a healthy body.
Right.
I kept praying and praying, and I started giving gifts to mothers who had children, boys and girls. And called different pastors, prayed, and on my own I was just praying. And it felt like the more I was praying, the more like I was seeing all kinds of weird stuff in my dream, like affliction was gonna arise a second time, but I would say no, this is not gonna happen.
Exactly.
Because it's greater to see who is in me than he who is in the world.
Right. Come on.
I'm telling you.
Got goosebumps, y'all. Y'all see that? I don't know if I can see that, but yeah, I got goosebumps.
She's got goosebumps, y'all. So yeah, it's a powerful story because the enemy will try so hard to get you to believe a lie, and as soon as you believe that lie, you get scared and paralyzed by it. Guess what, girl? You create your own misery.
Right.
The very thing that you fear comes upon you.
Right.
And the Bible says God has not given us a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love, power, and a sound mind. Yeah.
Got that power, but I had a little bit of that.
You did, girl. But yeah, power and a sound mind. So I kept speaking it.
Right.
When I would go to sleep and I would see some kind of weird stuff in my life, I said, nope, affliction shall not rise up a second time. I shall be a mother of healthy children. Those doctors will never find anything. In fact, I told the doctors, I said, see, you may have given me a verdict, but God is greater than your plan. And I'm going to come back. You're going to see my new kids and you're going to say, wow, congratulations. There's no trace of that DNA in them. Right. Guess what? Exactly 9 months later, I had Le'Veon. And then they said, we need to take Le'Veon to all of the cardiologists, to all of this and that, to do DNA and everything just to make sure what happened to my first child. Her name was Raven. It didn't happen again.
Right.
I said, okay. We took Le'Veon over there. They did all their tests. They called me and said, congratulations, your child is healthy. There's no sign of the DNA in him.
Okay.
It's
like, all about what you speak. Life and death is the power of your tongue.
Yeah. It's about everything. Everything is on your tongue, baby. Your heart and your tongue. With the heart man believes, with the mouth confession is made unto salvation.
Child.
So that's exactly what happened to me. And they said, wow, and then, girl, I wasn't even expecting to have another child until my situation was sorted out, because at that time I was still waiting on my green card so I could work and stuff. Life was really hard at the time. But then I found that God gave me a prophecy from some pastors. I was not looking for prophecy. They said, we see you carrying a child. You're about to have another child. God's giving you another child. I was like, me, child? I'm asking God to cause the government to release my green card. I'm not asking him for another child. I'm so happy with Le'Veon. I know my prayer was bless me with another girl, because my first child is a girl.
Oh, wow.
God bless me with another girl, bless me. But then every time I prayed that, I would feel like, no, it wasn't a girl that was going to be a boy. But then I knew that what I wanted was truly a healthy child. It didn't matter what gender.
Right.
So anyways, Le'Veon came along and I loved him so much I didn't even worry or think about, I wanted a girl. No, I said, God, thank you. You fulfilled your promise to me.
Oh.
Girl, I found out I was pregnant and I knew what was coming. The very moment I found out I was pregnant, I knew it was a girl.
Oh, man.
I knew God was sending me back my girl.
And you asked for that.
I did, but it didn't come back the first time I had a child. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes we ask God for something and God will have us wait.
Right.
And also to see how appreciative we are for what he's giving us. And then that extra is going to follow up as we show gratitude. That's why gratitude is so powerful.
You can look at this.
You needed to hear this, Ashley. Are you trusting God for something? You better know. You're getting your word, girl.
Oh, girl, I am. He already knows.
So yeah, that's what happened. Zoe came along when Zoe was born. In fact, there was a time while I was pregnant with Zoe, I saw myself somewhere. It was like in my father's house where I grew up, like somebody was chasing me with a knife to cut my stomach open and take the baby out. And God protected me from it in that dream. And then it felt like I went into labor and there was nobody to help me. But then suddenly the baby came out easy with no stress. I would wake up from those dreams, just say, God, I thank you because I know no weapon formed against me shall prosper.
Gosh, it's like killing it right now. Okay?
And every tongue that shall rise against me in judgment, I shall condemn. You've already promised me, and I know no devil from hell can touch my child.
Let me hijack your faith. Hold on, wait.
You got to hold on to the word. When you study the word and you just hold on and let the word be in your heart and on your tongue.
Right.
You respond. Whenever the enemy tries to get you afraid, you respond with the word.
Right.
And then the Bible says the words that I speak, their power and their life. And the word of God is powerful, stronger than any double-edged sword, piercing to the dividing of souls and spirits, bones and marrows. Nothing can stand against the word. When you speak the word in your life, the word has creative power. It's not going to be by your power or your might. The only thing you need to do is show commitment, study the word, and let it be on your lips and in your heart.
Right.
So, anyways, one morning, evening, the 19th of April 2016, I was eating Zaxby's with my husband at the time.
I ate Zaxby's yesterday.
Yeah, that Zaxby's is delicious. So I felt like something moved. I felt like my baby was coming. We went to the hospital. They looked and they said, no, your baby's not coming, you can go back. And then they released us like 9 p.m., came back home. At 5:30 a.m. the next morning, my mucus plug broke. Contraction was coming every 5 minutes. I was like, yep, it's time.
Right.
And then we got to the hospital. It was such a cold day too. It was so cold that day. And girl, contraction was coming out so fast. And then suddenly, because the baby was coming down fast, you know how poop will start coming out?
Oh,
everything in your belly starts coming out. Thank God I already bought those pants, those underwear you wear.
Oh, yeah.
You know, after you have a baby and before.
Right.
So I put one of those on. We went to the hospital. As soon as they put me on that bed, 15 minutes, that's all it took. Before the doctors could even come in, it was the nurse practitioner, I think, that came in. Zoe came out zoop.
Oh, just like your dream.
Just like my dream. It was so fast. When I got to the hospital, I couldn't walk. I said, I can't walk. I feel like my baby is coming down. I can't walk. They put me on a wheelchair and wheeled me into the room. They said, she's back. She was here last night. I said, yeah, but I was here and I told you guys I feel like baby was coming, but you sent me home.
Right.
So as soon as they put me on the bed and put my legs, now they set your legs apart and stuff. And girl, I said, I can't hold. Like, I could not stop pushing. They said, don't push it. I was like, yeah, the baby's coming out.
Yeah.
I was already dilated, girl. Zoop. I didn't even push for long. The baby,
Bloop. She here.
She just came out so fast. Yeah. And she looked exactly like my first child. The girl that passed.
Oh, wow.
And guess what?
That's her.
She weighed exactly the same. And guess what else?
Oh, what?
The surgical mark that was on my first child when they did surgery, Zoe was born with that mark.
Oh, my God.
I was like,
this
is what God can do.
Yes.
This is what God can do.
Yes.
So,
oh my God, I'm hot flashing right now. My Lord. Oh, and I'm not even being dramatic. I'm so serious.
That's what God can do. You just needed to hear that and trust God.
Fan that. Tell me if you get too low, child.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's what God can do. Zoe was born looking exactly the same, weighed exactly the same.
My Lord.
I mean, it was crazy with that surgical mark on her chest.
That is so crazy.
I was like, thank you, Jesus, you've done it. When they handed that to me, I lifted it up to the heavens. I said, God, you've given me my blessing.
Right.
No sickness, no disease shall be found in my baby.
Right.
Thank you. Anyways, the doctors came to me again and said, okay, your baby's healthy, you can go home, but we'll still need to do the test just to make sure.
Right.
The DNA. I was like, well, you can do the test, but you won't find nothing wrong.
Exactly.
We went, they did the test, they were like, oh my God, all of the scientists who had seen my first child, when they saw Zoe, they was like, wow.
The same one. Trust the process.
Zoe looks exactly like my first child. And then they did all their tests. They said, congratulations, your child is healthy, no trace of the DNA. I said, that's what the Lord can do.
Right.
When you trust in the Lord with all your heart, with all your strength, you lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways you acknowledge the Lord. He will direct your path.
Right.
Just because some people, like, girl, something else I didn't even tell you. During my pregnancies, I didn't do prenatal care. I didn't have any prenatal care. The church I was going to at the time, those women were asking me, have you gone to the doctor so they can check and make sure your child is okay? I said, no.
That trust in God.
God is my everything.
Right.
I just made sure I stayed active, jogged, exercised, and ate right.
Right.
The only time I went was to go check the sex
Right.
of my child. With Zoe, I already knew it was a girl. With Le'Veon, I knew I was having a baby. And I was desperately asking God to send me back my child in a healthy body. But God sent me back a boy. And I was like, oh, I'm good. I didn't even think about a girl. It's like, God, all I really want is a healthy child.
Right.
And then Zoe came along. And God has been faithful.
He has.
He's been keeping his promises. He's not failed me yet. Many a time, a lot of people put their trust on experts and people,
Mm-hmm.
they don't really give God a chance. And if you have other options other than God, you will never see the miraculous working hand of God in your life.
Right.
You'll always be at the mercy of people.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always trusted in the Lord. And God has not failed me yet.
That is so good.
Even during the divorce, with all the things that I went through. Because at the time too, my business, everything was just falling apart. You know what I mean? It was like I couldn't just get by. So my ex became very disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, we couldn't even afford to have a place of our own. We had to move to his father's house. And the way I was being treated, I was like, God, this is not the end of my story. And then he told me when they divorced, told me he doesn't know what he would do with the kids, maybe give the kids away. I said, you must be stupid and dumb.
Right.
You want to give my kids away?
I'm sure, please.
Baby, you want a divorce, you can leave. But I'm promising you, this is not the end of me. Anyways, my green card did come in before Zoe was born. It came in 2 months before Zoe was born.
Mm-hmm.
And then I tried to get opportunities, jobs, and businesses off the ground. Everything seemed blocked. In fact, I started something. There was this opportunity that came to me from some church I was going to at the time. At that time,
Mm-hmm.
they would take you through this training and then give you a resume to apply for certain jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to study and be able to pass the interview, though.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, I did everything. I was offered this job with high income. And guess what? When they did my background check, they didn't see any sign that I did study or went to school for that.
Mm-hmm.
I did go to school, but it's for communications and journalism, but not for that medical field profession that I did
Right.
that quick study for. But I crushed all the interviews, though.
Mm-hmm.
So with my ex, every time it seemed like I was gonna get in with all the offers that were coming in
Mm-hmm.
prior to the background check that came in and made them take the offers back, he would start crying and telling me, now you're gonna make all this money and you see me as trash and leave me. I was like, you were just telling me I was useless, that I didn't have anything, that you don't know if you can stay because of all of this. Now you're over here crying that I'm gonna leave you once I make money.
Right.
What the heck, man? Anyways, when all those offers were rescinded, he would say, I don't know if I want to stay anymore. I'm just confused. I was like, you know what? I was tired.
Let me make the decision for you.
But anyways, when he said he wanted a divorce and stuff, because I prayed, I was like, God, heal my marriage, heal this, work things out. But God, every time I prayed about it, I felt heavy.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like God didn't want me to pray for healing of any marriage. That marriage was going to kill me and my children. But he needed me to pray that he would give me strength and he would help me.
Right.
So when I started praying that God would help me, the jobs and opportunities that I've been waiting for, like something opened. It wasn't something big that I was looking for, but it was something that had opened up for me in a very long time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was to go to work at the UPS store.
Right.
I showed up at that place, girl, dressed up in my suit and my skirt, looking all nice. I said, no, you're going to be working in the warehouse, moving mails and stuff. No, girl, I didn't mind. At that time, the divorce, this guy said he wanted a divorce and I wanted to move out of that house. You know what I mean?
You see my face?
I saw your face. You're like, that sucks. I was like, yeah, but girl, see, at that time, I knew that was a step. You know what I mean?
Right,
Because
right.
prior to that time, nothing had opened up. All the jobs I applied for, when those managers saw my resume, of course, they'd be what do you call it? They'd be intimidated because I was
Right.
very well educated, played basketball in college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I was like an All-American.
Right.
So, anyways, when it opened up, I started that, and then I think I spent like 2 months on that. My YouTube channel, though, God used a lot of people on my YouTube channel to help me. I raised money online. I told people what was going on because they saw me just losing weight and suffering. Right. And the guy had gone behind my back and posted on one of those blog pages that I'm a loser. He's going to live his life. He's young. He's going to do this.
Go ahead.
People had seen it. I was the one who had not seen it. God was showing me a snake. Like, girl, I would go to sleep and dream of myself seeing snakes around me. I was like, what is going on? I didn't know God was telling me there was a snake. He had done something behind my back that was really hurtful, right?
Right.
Anyways, girl, I told people about it. They say the next thing for me now is to get out of this place. This place is not. My whole body was covered in bumps.
Oh wow.
I had bumps. I was just losing
nerves
weight.
And stuff.
Almost had like a heart attack.
Mm.
Anyways, people just supported me. God used people to donate, girl, about almost 15,000.
That's crazy.
I was able to move myself and children out of that place.
That's crazy.
That's what God can do.
Girl,
These
you got favor written all on you. Cause you be coming to church, and every time I see you, always just you be on it, boy. You be on it. So
It's
your
what I've
spirit
been
is
through.
always. She's literally like this at church, y'all. She's like this. This is not fake. This is her for real. And
I'm
now I see
telling you.
why, because I never knew her story.
Oh, this is my story, girl. It's just God. So, I mean, I'm telling you, I started going to Pastor Kim's church at the onset of my divorce and everything that was happening.
Right.
And every time I would go, the message, man, would touch my heart. She was just speaking to my soul. That time I was just going through it. You know what I mean? Trying to let go, asking God to guide me, praying. And then, anyways, that job that I had at the UPS place, right? That job, they closed that position down.
Oh, man.
They had to change things up. Before they changed things up, somebody had texted me on my phone. I didn't even know it was some position that I applied for, girl, to work from home.
Right.
I got a text right before that one ended. Are you ready? We want to do an interview. They did the interview, girl.
Right, but y'all heard that? Y'all didn't listen to it. What'd you say?
Right before that one ended, I got that text.
So God worked it out before she even had a thought of it.
Because I knew I was going to need somebody to watch my kids for me while I was working. God knew I was going to do something, but God also knew that the best person to watch my kids is me.
You.
So I was like, God, I want a position where I'm able to take care of my children and I don't have to bother anybody because their father was useless.
Right.
You know what I mean? I want to do my thing myself. Anyways,
Right.
this opportunity came and then I started working from home.
And you guys, that's what you do now.
Since then, guess what?
Right.
I started working for somebody else's business.
Mm-hmm.
1 year later, I decided, actually not even quite 1 year later. This was in the end of 2020 was when all these things happened, like 2019 and 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And then December of 2020, I was like, you know what, let me see. I think I might want to do my thing myself. February, I took that leap of faith. I stepped out on my own and said, I'm going to be my own boss. I don't want to work under these people anymore because that way I'm going to even make more money doing it myself. Girl, I already started my Miriam's Joyful Life Visual Solutions from home.
Oh, wow.
I transitioned.
God, you look at you. Like you said.
I transitioned from that to a new one. Girl, what happened was the people that I was working for, there was a lot of disrespectful clients calling in who didn't want to pay their bills, Comcast, Xfinity. I would be trying to help them kindly, but they came in cussing and just to be disrespectful. You guys are seeing, this is going to be a podcast post on my channel. Everybody's going to be blessed by this. I'll let it keep going. So, I'm telling you, actually, those people were disrespectful. So I didn't want to quit. The Spirit was telling me quit and look for something else. I'm not a quitter. I was like, God, how will I take care of my kids? Because I'm doing it by myself. Because this guy tried everything to make my life miserable.
Right.
Him and his family. So they won't support me and make my life miserable. But I told the world everything. So they were upset that I opened up to people in the world, telling what was going on.
Right.
But people had to know, baby. And God used people to help me.
Right.
Because they saw my heart. And I've been vlogging since 2014. You know what I mean? They knew me from, and they saw my situation. I was like, yeah, you know, I didn't hide nothing. And when they saw our relationship too, a lot of people used to complain about his attitude. And he would come to me and say, why are people complaining? And then he would, convince me to tell people that he's not that bad. So I would tell people, you know what? It's not bad. He's just this. It was like that. Everything that I try to hide and tell people he wasn't. That's exactly what.
Anyway.
Yeah, and that's what he did to me. And then he was so evil and mean towards me. Anyways, girl, that business that I was doing, all the people were disrespectful. And then I was like, God, I don't like that. I need something else. Why are these people so disrespectful? Like, it's so just low energy. Like, pay your bill. I'm even trying to help here, but it's like they don't want help. They just want to be trouble. So I became, whenever they would come in and start disrespecting me, I'll talk back at them too. Those people who, the managers didn't like that, right? And then they removed me from that particular business and they said, because of that attitude, but I could still apply to manage another business. Girl, I was like, God, what am I going to do? For a few seconds. And then I said, you know what? This happened for a reason. It's all working out in my favor.
Right.
That's what I declared with my mouth.
Right.
Within a couple of hours, I looked for another business. I applied. This was to manage a cruise line. Start, as a booking agent. I got in. When I started doing that one, the clients are different. They don't
Right.
call in like that. They pay their bills. It's vacation, so they want to book their cruises
Yeah.
and stuff.
Like
it was
paradise.
good. I enjoyed it. I was like, wow, this is really wonderful, And then one day while I was receiving a call on this particular one, somebody called in and said he was a franchise owner, travel business franchise owner. He called to manage one of his customers' bookings, and he told me.
I love that. Look at you. You own it. You own it. You ain't even had to stop, but you own it. I was going to get you.
Ashley, I love your spirit too, Ashley. You're amazing.
Yeah, too.
So actually, this guy called in on my phone, right? He was like, Mariam, okay, I need this and this on my booking. I did it for him. And then he was like, I really like your efficiency. I like what you do. If you ever want to own your own business doing travel, call me. Girl, do you know that I have been thinking about it because of all the money I saw that the travel agents were making?
Right.
And what they were doing is something that I know I could do. I was thinking about it, I researched it, and it's so difficult to get into, right?
Right.
I was like, God, if this is what you're calling me to, I need you to make a way.
Right.
Just do something for me, I'm ready.
Right.
And then a few days later, this guy called in and said this. Girl, I called him after work, and I said, I'm interested, what do I need to do?
Right.
He told me that I would need to pay for my own training. I need to get clients, and then it is out of commission that I get paid. You know what I mean? I was It's like, okay, how much is the training? He told me it was gonna cost me like, up to almost $1,000. I was like, okay, God is gonna make a way. Girl,
Right.
God provided the money. I did that as a birthday present for myself in 2021.
Right.
I registered for that stuff, did the course, studied, right? And then they did background check first. It took like a week. They wanted to make sure that I didn't have any like criminal records and stuff because you'd be handling a lot of money, girl.
Right.
So anyways, it came clean. I was the one who was excited and following up with him. He couldn't believe how excited I was. It was like he loved my energy.
Really?
Girl, when I started, it was slow a little bit. But I was doing that while I was still doing that other, servicing.
Right.
So I was just telling him, I don't know, man, I'm ready to have clients. He was like, don't worry, just be patient. It's gonna work out. So I got this email one day on the platform, right? Because I started under him, so I owned my own sub business under his franchise. They said I could sign up for they call it a leads program where they will be sending me leads, and all I have to do is follow up with the people, ask what they want, give them quotes. If I can convince them to book it with me, you know what I mean? Then I get a booking. Girl, I joined the leads program, right? My business took off.
Oh, look at God.
People started calling. I started making bookings for this guy. This guy was like, wow, Mariam, I can't believe it. He never had an associate like me who was like selling in hundreds of thousands. You know what I mean?
Right.
I started selling, girl. I would talk to people and then give them what they needed. I was just jumping on it and people were buying.
Spirit too,
Girl. And then this guy was like, this is awesome, Mariam. Keep it going. Good job. Suddenly I started getting paid. I would make a booking and get maybe $500 or 2 or 3, make a few, could get 1,000, 2,000. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, wow, this is good. God is doing something.
Right.
Then I started thinking, instead of being under this guy, I was paying this guy a certain percentage out of all this money. So not all of it was coming to me. I learned enough to believe that I could buy my own franchise.
Right.
I started thinking about buying my franchise. I was like, God, I want to buy my franchise. What do I need to do? I need the money. I was looking at it. It's like, God, it's going to cost thousands. It's going to cost about almost $15,000 to buy my franchise. So what am I going to do? You know what I mean? And deposit and everything. I was like, okay, God, I know you can make a way. So I started thinking about it. Now you can look for partners to partner up with you. If they have the money, they'll be the one to put the deposit, because I'm coming in with my own discounts being an agent.
Right.
So when I told this guy, I said, see, I'm going to work with you, but as soon as I have the desire to buy my franchise, I hope it won't be a problem for you. He said, no, we're going to support you.
Right.
Girl, I took that leap of faith.
Right.
Last year. This was after like that other position that I had too. It was terminated. My business was removed.
Oh, man.
I was like, God, something's about to happen.
Right.
You're about to do something better for me. That's why this happened.
Right.
Anyways, some people said they were going to join me in the franchise because I was their travel agent. They saw how I, took care of them, and they said, how much will it be? That is this lucrative? I showed them my numbers and the sales. They promised they were going to be a part of it. at the end of the day, they broke their promise. They said no, they couldn't do it.
Wow.
So it would have been easier for me to give up and say, you know what, man, everything, like they woke me up one day at 10 p.m. at night telling me, we're gonna do it, you can come by tomorrow.
Really?
I went, and after talking to them, told me, okay, they'll call me back later. And then they called me and told me, sorry, we changed our mind.
Oh, wow.
I was like, God, after all of this, for this to not turn out the way I expected, you must be about to do something better for me.
Right.
I refuse to give up. I thank you because it's all working out in my favor.
Mm-hmm.
I still kept that at the back of my mind. On my wall, I just put like a sticky note with the amount of money it'll cost me to buy the franchise. I'll be looking at it every day and say, God, I'm about to get my franchise. Whenever I'm booking on that, my previous owner's franchise, I see his name, owner and stuff. Him and his wife, they owned it. I'll be seeing my name. I say, God, one day this is going to be me, and it's about to be soon. Girl, I took that leap of faith in July. I sent in my application to the franchise head office. I said, you know what, I'm ready. So they sent me a paperwork to sign. I gave it to the guy I was under, my previous boss, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And he signed it too. I sent it in. Girl, the offer they gave me, I bought the franchise cash. They looked at the numbers and my sales and how committed I was. It was like, we're going to give you the best deal ever. You can't believe this. Wow. Are you sitting down? I said, yes. They said, you want to stand up for this. This is how much we're giving it to you. Mm-hmm. Girl, they gave it to me for about the same price they gave me when I paid for my training when I started. Like, I paid in cash.
You said about that? No, yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I paid it in
That's that
cash.
faith.
The favor of, girl.
Faith and favor, boy.
In my first month as a franchise owner,
there you go again.
I sold over $125,000 for myself.
Girl, what?
I could not believe it. I broke the record. They sent me a certificate.
Oh man, that's so good.
I was like, Jesus, like God, I'm telling you, all of the steps it took.
Girl.
I'm right here, a franchise owner. My business keeps like blowing up, keeps growing. Clients keep calling. Like God just keeps sending me people, referrals. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. God has been so faithful. Right. Every time something had happened that the enemy was going to use to like make me lose faith and be discouraged, I've said, no, I'm not going to be discouraged. I know God's got something better. So I would open my mouth, instead of saying, oh my God, it's over for me, I would say, no, this is only working out in my favor. Mm-hmm. Something greater, something better is coming out of this.
Yes.
So what I've learned with my journey is that, Ashley, no matter what the situation is, no matter what the report is, if you don't speak what you want to see, you give it permission to rule your life.
That's good.
I'm telling you, you give it permission to rule your life. I spoke the word. I said, no, this is not, God never ends in a deficit, just like Pastor Kim says, right? So in my life, I've seen God do it over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? From how I started, now I run my business from home. I'm handling everything. I'm my own boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have people calling me from all over, referring me to their family members because they enjoyed working with me. That is God.
It is. Sometimes you just gotta trust the process.
Yeah.
Like this makeup, you did watch.
I'm excited.
It's coming out good. This is just the corrections and the contour and the highlight, just shaping and scoping your face pretty much. Mm-hmm. That's all we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But keep going, I'm listening.
I'm telling you, God is faithful. So, girl, God has been so faithful. My ex and his family, they thought that financially I was going to be stuck because when I was with him, life was hard.
Right.
It was difficult. There was always complaining and all that stuff going on and struggles.
Right.
But since he walked out, baby, the doors have been opening. God has been taking me from levels to levels. Even when it seems like something, like it's going to be hard, but I know God is about to do something greater than I've seen before. Yes. So he's been elevating me and opening doors. I'm a whole, like the franchise is my name. Mariam Shumate Dream Vacations. It also known as Mariam's Joyful Life Fun Tours.
Yeah, that's good.
You know who named it? My daughter Zoe.
Oh.
As soon as I purchased it and signed the paperwork, I was like, they said I needed to come up with a name. I was like, okay, what name am I going to come up with again? She was like, Mama, tell them Mariam's Joyful Life Fun Tours.
The way she just came out so naturally.
It just came out so naturally. We were just driving, and I was like, "This is God," and it rhymes.
It's just gonna get higher.
You know what I mean? Exactly. That's what happens when you trust God. If God is all you have,
Yeah.
Ashley, God is all you need.
Right.
Don't get it twisted, baby. God works in miraculous ways. You know what I mean?
Yep.
If you put your faith and your focus on people, your life will be limited. You close the doors for the blessings of God. But when you leave it open to God, if people fail you, you know what I mean? That's not going to be the end of you. It's because God's got a better plan.
You need to be a life coach too.
And hey, I've been told that too. So I do some, I do these talks on
Yeah,
my
you
stuff.
do.
And I'm also put it out there. People can do one-on-one with YouTube. They already know I've already put it out there. But yeah, because I've seen it.
Okay, for me, love.
You know?
Right.
Miracles happen. I remember when a lot of people on YouTube, thousands of people, 500,000 women and stuff, they came at me. Am I doing it good?
Yeah, you're fine. You can talk if you can. I know it's kind of hard with your eye like this, but
I just want to make sure that I'm not talking and
the white
distracting you.
just widens your eyes. They open your eyes.
Oh, wow. It's nice. So, I'm telling you, girl, like a lot of people came, they lied. A lot of people lied against me. They were saying that I was lying, trying to take people's money and stuff. They posted all kinds of things about me. Some people would read it and come to me and say, don't tell me about what people are saying. Some would
Right.
tell me, you better go defend yourself on that platform. I said, you know what? God punish bastard devil. That's a term we use in Africa.
Yeah.
No, why would I go to the devil and try to defend myself? Devil has no power over me.
Right.
So get thee behind me, Satan.
Right.
People can say what they want to say, believe what they want to believe, but it's all working out in my favor.
Yep. So
Girl, in spite of everything they did, not only did people support, God gave me more than enough. God has just been taking my life to levels I can't even imagine. And my children are growing. They are smart. They are happy.
Right. Yeah, they always look happy.
Because they got a mom who makes sure she takes care of them, makes them a priority.
Right.
So, no. See, God has always been all I have. Like, actually, my family's in Africa and some in the UK now. None of them helped me. None of my family members helped me. It was God. You know what I mean?
Right.
So my trust has always been on God. And He's never failed me yet, and He won't.
Right.
So I'm just saying that when we trust in people and put our hopes in others, we're limiting the hand of the Holy One of Israel. When we trust in the Lord with all our hearts and we call on God first in everything that we do, He will direct our path, and He'll bring, like God has used total strangers to just help me in times of
PK
needs.
said that too.
Yeah. You won't need to go lie or go force things. God will bring strangers totally. God will reveal you to those strangers and tell them to come to you. You won't even know what is going on. Somebody you don't know will come to your door and give you exactly what you've been needing.
Right. You don't have to explain who you are.
You don't have to explain or beg or cry or, you know what I mean? That's how God works. But it all starts with us approaching God first.
My mama need to hear this. She needs to hear you. I'm for real. She does. Mama going through some things right now. Yeah, I'm telling my business. But God won't hear what you don't reveal.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
You got to show God, because God's going to make a way. God's going to come through. Let me tell you how this works. Just last year, right, around September, God showed me, I was just praying. God showed me a woman that was really struggling with her kids and her family. I was like, why is God showing me this thing? Why am I seeing this woman that's really struggling? What is going on? The next day I went to sleep, I saw that same dream. I was like, what is going on? And then I came to find out somebody that was close to me had been struggling. I'd not heard from them in a long time.
Right.
She had children. She and her husband and family were struggling. Everybody had given up on them. Nobody was helping out. And she was at a point where things were really hard. Guess what, girl?
Right.
I was like, God, I need you to use me to turn this around for them.
Right.
God used me to turn everything around. Her business, gave her enough money to fill up her store to overflow. Gave her money to take care of herself and her children. God just used me. The things that she had been praying for and waiting on, crying out to God. I didn't know she had gone to church the Thursday before, and they had told her God's going to show up for her.
Right.
And God then showed me in my dream, her. I didn't talk to her in years.
Wow.
And then I came. Everything for her changed overnight.
That's great. Girl, Late night in the midnight hour.
Exactly. And I say, God, the way you used me to do this, you're going to use somebody to do it for me. You've shown me favor and mercy, but there are places I still want to go. There are heights I still want to reach. This ain't the end.
Right.
So helpers of my destiny, you're going to bring them to me as well.
That's good.
So when we are kind, I feed the homeless. I don't know if you've seen my videos of me cooking and going to the streets and feeding the homeless. You've seen some of those videos, right? And I've been doing that since 2016. So when you help those in need, it's like you're rendering a service to the Holy One, to God. And when you call on God in your time of need, there is no way that He's not going to show up for you.
Right.
I remind God all the time. I say, God, you've used me to be a blessing. You are a good God. So there's no way you're going to forsake me and my children now.
Right.
So come through. I'm just waiting for you to come through. And He always comes through, girl.
Right.
God always comes through.
He does.
We gotta trust in God and quit trying to listen to the experts and try to do everything they ask us to do. And then we notice that we're doing everything they're asking us to do, but we're still failing at life. There's a disconnect. But God never fails. And everybody's journey is different.
Right.
It starts with your personal relationship with God. Because, I mean, in my life, it's all God.
Right.
I don't know where I would be without the grace of God. Coming to the United States, that's God giving me scholarship. I had everybody working against me, the coaches who could have helped me. They didn't help me. I prayed to God, and then I went online and I searched for schools who offer scholarship. I sent messages to the coaches. I can play. I need scholarship to play.
Right.
In the U.S. and go to college. One responded and said, okay, send us videos of you. I took videos of my phone myself. I emailed the clips. They said, well, we see you have potential. We're offering you full ride scholarship.
That's crazy.
That's God.
Everything you prayed for.
You see how God's been faithful?
Yes.
And while I was sending all those applications in, I was practicing and getting ready.
Right.
You got to get ready for what you want. When you show readiness and you act like, you know what I mean, you're getting ready for something, you activate the process.
Right.
You start drawing it to you.
Right.
You notice that you start making the right moves. You start contacting the right people. The right people start showing up in your life.
Right.
When I was practicing and saying, God, I want to go to the United States and study and play basketball. Somebody who was already here, one of my friends, these twins, they contacted another friend of ours and asked them to tell me, what are you doing, Mariam? You're so good. All these other girls are making it in. What are you doing? I was like, well, my excuse was these coaches are saying no to me. Because some of those coaches would want to sleep with the girls before they did anything.
Oh, no.
And I said, hell no to that, baby. No.
And you say no to hell, literally.
Exactly.
Not the cuss word hell.
Yeah, exactly. I said, hell no.
That's that hell no moment.
Exactly. I was like, I ain't going to do that. Anyways, they said, Mariam, don't wait on those coaches. Go send messages to those coaches yourself. And that's what I did. And the favor of God showed up again. I made it happen. Mine, I didn't even have to pay my flight ticket. The school covered my flight ticket.
I'm just like, here, take it.
Yeah, take it. Just take your bags to the airport and go get on the plane.